Hi there, and happy holidays, NARC troopers. We're not really quite to the holidays yet, but we're getting close, right? People are getting decorations up. Um, there's drive-through Christmas places everywhere. My little cat here, she's ready, right? Right, baby? You're ready for some holidays? Yeah. Um, and they're going to be tough, I think, for those of you who are in recovery. And I want to talk to you about that really quick, if I might. Okay, it's like this. We all want to be recovered. I had a COVID cookie swap this evening where I have a core group of two or three female friends that I met all of them in recovery groups following my being discarded almost 18 months ago. It's been almost 18 months. And one of the friends at the cookie swap told me, she said, you know, Jen, I'm ready to be over this. And I was like, okay, well, I was ready to be over it the first week, but obviously I am not. And so what do we do about that? You know, that we're not able to just, get up and get on. What do we do? We want to be over that. And she said, no, really. She said, I'm the same age as you. And tomorrow's my birthday. In a couple of hours, it's going to be my birthday. And I'm going to be really old. And she said, at our age, we can't afford to lose any more time. We have to get out there and live our life, right? We have to recover from this and seize the day and go out and do what we need to do before we run out of time. We don't want to use the last part of our lives to be struggling and filled with grief and sadness and despair and hopelessness and all the stuff that comes with recovering following a relationship with a narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath. And I kind of thought about that. These are people who don't go out into the world. You're never going to see these people that I hang out with. They're not going to be at Walmart or Target. They're not going to be going to in-restaurant dining inside of places. You know, they're very careful. They work from home and they're very careful. So I was at her house and thinking about what she said, what that message was, like, it's time to be over this. And I said, you know, I've said that to myself with my birthday coming up and the holidays. Last year was just so horrific. Oh my gosh. It was horrible. It was really, really horrible. And my ex, he was still here in Austin last Christmas, or he had just left, rather. I didn't know where he was. I thought he was still here, but he had left in November. Anyway, what am I trying to say? If we could be okay, don't you think we would? You know, who would choose to suffer? Who would choose to be going through all this dysregulated, discombobulated, maladapted, disordered thinking and feelings and emotional turmoil? Nobody's going to choose that. Well, maybe someone who's masochistic might, but I guarantee you I'm not. I hate pain. There's a lot of things that I'm brave about, and I'm even brave about death. I think sometimes, yeah, death doesn't scare me, but suffering does. Pain, prolonged agony, you know, that kind of is not a good thing, and that's kind of scary. Nobody wants to have that happen to them. So what do? We know we don't want this. We know that we're ready to recover. We are ready to move on, right? So if we're ready, what do we do when we can't? We're doing everything we can and we can't move ourselves any further. It's not really that we're stuck. It's just that it's taking such an incredibly long time to do the work that needs to be done. And you hear all these people coming out with their different programs, and they say this is going to facilitate your healing and jumpstart it and push it forward, and man, you know, lickety split, you're going to be okay, and it's all going to be great. And yeah, life after these relationships, even with the addiction, even with the attachment, the trauma bonding, the dysregulated brain, the chemical imbalances that are flowing through your body, just all of it, right? You know, we say we choose not to have that, right? And then we're just okay. Yeah, well, it doesn't work that way. So how does it work? We have to do the work. We have to do the work on ourselves. And that means we roll up our sleeves, and we dig in and we do the work. And that means that we're working on our inner selves instead of trying to fix what is out there, which we have no control over. You can't fix these people. They're unfixable. They don't see the world as you see it. They don't live in that world. They don't play by those rules. They don't have those emotions. They're like aliens from another planet, these narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths. So if they're living in a different world, you're all alone in yours, trying to play by a whole different set of standards and ethics and morals and regulations that they don't ascribe to. So since you can't heal them, you have to turn inwards and work on yourself. And that is so hard. I debated with myself on whether to publish a video I made a couple of days ago, and I was crying. And I was talking about how absolutely difficult it is to make friends with that inner child, and to take care of her, and to comfort her, and nourish her, and nurture her, and be kind to her. And, you know, I wasn't the kind of nurturing parent in the sense it was like, oh, sweetheart, that kind of thing. It was more like, walk it off. You're going to be okay. Don't cry. Don't whine. You know, you're just walk it off. You're going to be okay. Whatever the injury was, you get hurt in a soccer game, walk it off. You're disappointed about something. Some boy doesn't like you in middle school, walk it off. You know, that was the answer to everything. Like, just, you know, get over it. You can't really tell your inner child that, because she's already having a problem, and you got to help her, and you have to figure out how to help her. And I thought, should I publish this video or not? Because I'm supposed to be trying to give people things that they can do to help themselves. And I always have a message in these videos. I'll say the message for today is, or the message that I want to share with you from this video is. So I do have a message for you today. And I think I am going to publish that video to show you that just because you crumble sometimes and melt down and feel like you can't do it, you doubt yourself and you're in pain and you're hurting, and maybe it's been 2 years out or 3 years out, I'm going to put that video up anyway, showing me sort of crumbling and having a bad time, to show that that's all part of it. Today I'm better. I haven't had any anxiety today. I worked all afternoon on an upcoming live workshop that we're doing on January 9th. I went to Tony's and made cookies with her, and that was so much fun and so much sugar. But I mean, I lived my life today without the anxiety, the panic, the sadness, the grief. One little triggery song that came on the playlist at Tony's house, and I just said, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the restroom. And I left while that song was on, and then I came back and it was over, and I was fine. I protected myself. So here's my message of the day. You're going to have good days and bad days. You're going to have victories, and then you're going to fail. Sometimes you're going to break no contact. Sometimes you're going to melt and crumble, even though it's been such an adequate amount of time. You're thinking, my gosh, I should be okay by now. but you're not. And you accept those feelings, and you accept that healing is not linear, and that you're going to go 2 steps up and 3 steps back and couple to the side and a Lindy Hop and a tour jeté, you know? It's all over the place, but you just have to keep at it. And when you have a bad day where everything seems like it's just not going to work, like everything you try to do to help yourself, everything you try to do to use the tools that you have to be okay, they all fail, and you crumble, and all you can do is just curl up and think, oh my God, I missed that life that I had. I missed that person in that life that I had. I miss all of it, and I'm so sad. And then you cry and you struggle, and then you get over it. And you dry those tears and you say, I'm a human, and I am capable of feelings, and they're not. I'm capable of knowing what love is. They're not. I am capable of empathy and compassion and mercy. They are not. I am capable of accountability for what I've done wrong and ownership of my mistakes, and I learn from them. They aren't capable of that. I think about it in how many ways it's a blessing that I'm able to suffer the way that I do, because they don't. Because they're empty and they're shallow. Would I want to have that? No, because I know how to love. I know what that feels like. And I wouldn't trade just a lack of pain and suffering and temporary, superficial things that are replacements for real love. I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And I'm sorry that my ex has these problems, this personality disorder. I'm sorry for him, for what happened to him, for what he is, for what he's never going to be, for what he's never going to feel. But you know, I have to let that go. And even though I'm going to have bad days from time to time, and I'm going to crumble and I'm going to cry, the next day I'm going to be good again. And then, you know, maybe tomorrow I'm going to crumble again. But at some point in the future, it will happen less and less. And at some point in the future, I will let that life, that relationship, that version of me, the dreams I had for us, who I thought he was, I'm going to let all of that go at some point, because I feel it being something that I'm gradually, day by day, just kind of saying, Lord, bring the people close to me that are supposed to be close to me in my life, and take away the people who are not supposed to be here. And just make that happen. Surround me with the right people and take away the ones that are the wrong people. And it's really just that simple. And then I accept that, what he decides to do, who he decides to place here with me and around me. And today it was my friends. Today the 2 people that I spent my time with were supportive and safe and helping me on this journey to recover and here for me on the days that are really hard. So let's just accept that and know that if you've had a bad day or a bad week and you can't seem to get yourself together to manage yourself or collect yourself or do what you need to do for yourself, then you need to forgive yourself and be kind with yourself, because you know what? You're going to have to work this thing out with you, with what's in here, to make yourself whole and to color in all the gaps and blanks and fill in the blanks and all of it, you know, to make yourself complete. And you can do it. You can. It's just going to take a while. And if you're impatient, it's like my friend today who said, I'm ready to be okay. I've spent almost 1.5 years not being okay. I'm ready to let this go and be okay. And I wanted to say, yeah, let me know how that works out for you. Because I don't believe we can just snap our fingers and make that happen. I don't think so. I think it's a daily battle. And I think if we keep fighting, we will get there, right? We'll get to that place of wholeness and healing, and the losses that we have suffered with this person and with the life we thought we had. We will just let it go, as we have other things that were not meant for us, other things that were not what we thought we were, or what they were. I mean, we've managed to accept those things and let go of it. So this is just one more thing to come to terms with, and I think we'll get there. I hope we'll get there. So thanks for being with me here today, and I just want to remind you of this. You are strong, and you are beautiful, and you are capable. You are, and we all are beautiful and strong and resilient and capable in certain ways. And on the bad days, when we just can't deal, let's just be okay with that and accept it and say, you know, today I wasn't okay. Today I was suffering, I was hurting, and I did the best I could, and it still kind of sucked. And then tomorrow I'll do better. And if we keep that attitude and just keep going one foot in front of the other, that's how it's done. That's how we get there. That's how we get free of the pain and the suffering and all the stuff that is really super hard. So I wish that for you this holiday season. And we're going to get through this month of December 2020, and we're going to start a brand new year. We're going to stay hopeful and optimistic that at some point in our future, there's going to be peace and joy and something to replace all the yucky stuff that we're having right now, right? Because that's what it's all about. So I care about all of you. I don't want anybody to suffer. It's bad, but sometimes it's just part of life, and we just have to keep pushing on. Be a trooper. Okay, that's my message for today. Don't give up, guys. And go ahead and look for that video where I am just a mess. I'm trying to, it's like an overwhelmed parent. I'm trying to talk to my inner child, and she is just not having it. She's just not cooperating, and I am a hot mess. And I'm sharing that with you to show you it's okay to even admit that and say, wow, sometimes it just, you know, it all comes apart and nothing seems to be working. And then it does. Today I made cookies. Today I made a new podcast. Today I spent time with people who care about me. And it was better. And if you had asked me this tomorrow while I was boo-hooing and wrestling my inner child, I would have said, no, it's never going to be okay. But it is. And I think that's what we have to remember. Okay, troopers, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Spend time with yourself. And we're going to get there to the other side. I promise. Stay with me. We can do it together. Bye-bye.